Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Spirit Hunter's Infinite Horde Review. Today, we are reviewing this image right here, and is the progress report from the devs on the Discord. This is where things stand as of today, today being Tuesday, July 5th. So things are due to change over time, of course, but this is the best information that I have for the upcoming patch. As you can see, there are a large number of things coming, only some of which are done, but some are further along in the testing phase. So let's break this down and go through everything in it. So there is an ability balance pass. Now this is strictly ability balancing. This is not going to be major shifts in the abilities. This is just to bring things up so they are more usable or user friendly. Possibly bring things down. Most likely will be cleave. In talking with the dev, they are going to be doing some massive redesigns and reworks and things for abilities, but that is coming in a later patch. So this is purely balancing, which is great. There is pet balancing, which I have discussed in the previous update video with a very large graph and things. They haven't stated exactly what they're planning on doing with pet balancing, but I shared my thoughts there. I do know some people have discussed about pet synergies, where if you have multiple pets that do similar things, it sort of buffs them up and things. I don't know what they're going to do, but we'll have to wait and see. We have some Divinity Web Balance passes, or Divinity Web Balances. I'm guessing this will just make, bring down some of the requirements for some of the higher kill counts, bring down some of the costs, make things a little bit easier and more accessible. So that is fantastic as well. So the first thing that is done, though, is the enemy hitbox update. Now, this enemy hitbox update, I do have two images to share from the Discord. This is currently how an enemy hitbox looks right now. As you can see, these little skull shell guys, their hitbox is actually surprisingly large around them. It looks like just the bottom of them is in the center, so it just hits the top. Now, if we go to this second image right here, we can see the hitbox shrink substantially. It actually goes through the eyes. So the hitbox is shrinking substantially. This will allow for a lot more dodging in between things. I will show the first image again so you can compare again. So again, remember, it's just going through the eye of the skull, where here it actually goes through the top. So that is a huge hitbox change. I think this is going to greatly improve survivability. I don't know how it's going to affect killing things, but that is where that is, and I think that's a really nice change. There are boss cage changes. I know there's been a lot of discussion about this. I don't know what they've decided to do for the boss cage. If it will shrink slower, if it will not kill you, has been the thought. Maybe it does, like 100 damage, or it does 50 damage, but it doesn't kill you. There have been a lot of discussions and theories, but I don't know what the devs are actually doing. So that change is happening. More shops, always a good thing. You get to a point in the game where you're like, I have 3,000 gold, I hope I find a shop. And then you get to 4,000 gold, and then you get to the boss, and you never got to spend your gold. So more shops, more good. At the same time, I do like my rerolls. The next big section here. Oh, this is the big section. A new hero, Hugo. He's gonna be cool. He's gonna be fun. A lot of changes. Don't know too much about him, but I mean, he is the genie that you've seen. Same thing. New ability, Ice Ring. This is a purely defensive ability, as far as I'm aware, which I'm really glad for. I like having a defensive option. 2 offensive, 2 utility is generally how I play, so I think this is going to fit in very nicely. So looking forward to that. That should be freezing enemies around you and slowing their movement speed and changing their color and doing all sorts of cool things. So really happy for that. We have a new map, the Cemetery. I'm assuming this is the second map in the Graveyard Dark Forest Zone, which is great. And there is a new map of Viper Village. So a new map of Viper Village. I have a little bit of a preview that they showed on the Discord, and this is sort of what it's looking at. You can see the villages there with the swirls, and you can actually see all the snacks. They are coming out, so that is fantastic. This is, just a view on what we are to see. A preview of what is to come. Nothing is set in stone, though. Multiple save slots. I mean, self-explanatory. You can now save your game. You can restart if you want to. You can go to hardcore mode, where if you die, your game gets deleted. Hardcore mode's going to be fun, but I don't know how the start is. So I have to wait to see how the balance changes happen for the start, because right now, as things stand, I don't know how you would beat the first level without dying and getting some things to upgrade. I did bring up when talking with the dev, maybe you can start with some basic currency, or you start off with all your weapons at max tier 1. That's really all you need to start, as long as you have cleave maxed right now, an arrow and things. As long as they're maxed at tier 1, I think that's the perfect place to start. Maybe even just a few points, but having nothing and expecting to beat the first boss without dying, or your game is deleted and you don't get anything, it is hardcore, so we shall see. Total damage numbers, very low in the building. It'll be nice to have. It's always good to see what, really happens and what makes what, so I'm looking forward to that. New enemy behaviors, that's going to be great. Right now we really have 3 to 4 enemy types. The charging enemy, the standard enemy that just slowly walks to you. You have the not necessarily charging all the time, but sort of moves in spurts, but also slightly moves. Some of the bugs kind of do that. I guess they are mostly just charging. So, no, just charging. So, charging, the ones that walk to you, and the ones that just walk in a direction and completely ignore you. So those are sort of the 3 types that we currently have. So getting more will be fantastic. We have 20 new enemies and 4 new mini-bosses. Now, right now, the only thing that I know in terms of looks, there might have been some in the past, but of recent, are some of these. So from the new enemy types, we have the snakes. You saw some of them in the previous image. Here are some more, and they have said there are 2 versions of snakes. The ones on the left are the snakes, and the one on the right are the warrior snakes, and they actually have hands. Now, what do all snakes need? They need some music. So, the snakes have formed a jazz band, and this, I believe, will be a mini-boss set from the new zone. So, I love the look and the design that they always make. It's just a whole lot of fun. So, really looking forward to seeing those new mini-bosses. Don't know what the end bosses will be. There are 4 of them. My guess is 2 for the 2 normal modes that they're adding, 2 for the new hard modes that they're adding. So that's where those 4 should be going. Reroll cost update. I'm assuming this means it's going to be cheaper, which is great. If they're making it more expensive, I'm going to cry, but I don't know what they're doing. And again, we have we have hardcore mode. This is the last major thing here, and that is where you can start a new game, and if you die, your game gets deleted. So I don't know how the start's going to be, but I am very excited to do this. I will be making, ideally, a series about it, and ideally I'll also try and push my limits, not just go, okay, we started, time to farm with the best build, and that's it, never use anything else. That kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. So I'm definitely going to try that out. And then bugs. This one kind of goes without saying. Any patch that we get, they will be fixing bugs. They'll possibly be adding bugs, but with their mindset, after talking with Ant on the Discord, which you should go join, they do have much more of they want things to be perfect before they release it, versus just throw it out there and then fix it a week later kind of mentality. They're very dedicated to making things the way they want it, how they want it. That doesn't mean there won't be bugs, of course. Things get by, but I think compared to other games and things like that, they will be held at a minimal level, which is very exciting. I'm really glad. It really shows that the developer takes pride in their work and cares about the people playing the game, because they don't want them having a bad experience. So yeah, this is just a quick update. I will have more videos. I have 2 more character showcases to come in the next week or so. I am starting an Elden Ring series, which will be my video tomorrow. Friday will be the next character review. So, yeah. Elden Ring Thursday. I apologize not doing a video. Unfortunately, I will say, I am trying to extend this a bit because I thought the patch was coming sooner. So with the patch coming later, I just want to keep things entertaining, and I need to do more character reviews. I have a few. Magnus just sucks to do reviews for, just so you know. So if a dev ever watches, it's very hard to do a character review with Magnus because he just heals a tiny bit of HP. There's not much to show off. But I probably will try. But so thank you so much for checking this out. I hope you learned some stuff about what's up to come. I hope you're as excited as I am. And please like, comment, subscribe. If you know any more information than I do, please leave it in the comments. I love to know more. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and happy hunting.